Have you ever stopped to think about the fact that your body is mostly water? Not food, not muscle, not even bone, but water. About 60% of you is liquid life, quietly moving through every cell, every organ, every heartbeat. It is the most basic substance on Earth, so common that we rarely stop to think about it. And yet, water is the single most powerful element keeping you alive. From the moment you wake up, your body is already at work, managing its water balance. Overnight as you sleep, you lose water through breathing, sweating, and even through the natural repair work your body does. That's why you sometimes wake up feeling groggy, heavy-eyed, and sluggish. It's not always because you didn't sleep enough. It's often because you're dehydrated before your day even begins. Now, here's a thought that might surprise you. Many people go through their entire day in a mild state of dehydration, without even realizing it. And while you may not feel like you're about to collapse, this silent dehydration affects how you think, how you feel, and even how you age. So, before we go deeper, I want to pause and invite you to do something simple, but powerful. Right now, wherever you are, take a glass of water and drink it. This isn't just about watching another video, it's about transformation. You came here because you want to learn, to grow, and to become better. And one of the easiest, most overlooked steps to becoming your best self is something as small as drinking enough water. So go ahead, take that sip. And as you do, remind yourself that this video could be the spark for a healthier, sharper, more energetic version of you. Because today, we're not just going to talk about water. We're going to uncover the secret power of hydration and reveal what water really does to your body. By the end of this journey, you'll see that water is not just a drink, it's life's hidden fuel. Let's start at the foundation. When you drink water, it doesn't just slide into your stomach and disappear. The journey of every drop is fascinating. Within minutes, it begins to move through your digestive system, absorbed by the small intestine, and sent into your bloodstream. From there, your body becomes like a symphony of circulation, pumping, distributing, and balancing water everywhere it's needed. Your brain, for example, is nearly 3/4 water. Imagine that. The very thing that holds your thoughts, your dreams, your identity, depends on water to function. Dehydration doesn't just dry out your mouth, it dries out your mind. It clouds memory, slows focus, and even changes your mood. Think about the last time you felt unusually irritable for no reason. Maybe you blamed stress, lack of sleep, or a tough day at work. But sometimes it's as simple as dehydration. Studies show that even a 1 to 2% drop in hydration levels can trigger noticeable changes in mood and cognition. That means being just slightly thirsty is enough to reduce your mental sharpness. And it doesn't stop with your brain. Your heart, that engine beating about 100,000 times a day, needs water like an engine needs oil. Without proper hydration, your blood thickens, making your heart work harder to pump it. That's why athletes, soldiers, or anyone working in extreme heat are at greater risk of collapse when dehydrated. The heart is doing double the work because the body hasn't been given the fuel it needs. Now let's move deeper to your skin. Everyone wants glowing, youthful skin, but many chase creams, serums, and expensive treatments while overlooking the simplest secret: hydration. Your skin is the largest organ in your body, and like any organ, it depends on water to stay elastic, plump, and resilient. When you're dehydrated, your skin is one of the first places to show it. Fine lines appear deeper, skin feels rougher, and you lose that natural radiance. You can spend hundreds of dollars on skincare, but without enough water, it's like polishing a car that has no engine oil. The shine fades quickly, and then there's digestion. Here's something most people don't know. Your stomach cannot properly digest food without enough water. Water breaks down what you eat, dissolves nutrients, and helps carry them into your bloodstream. Without it, food moves sluggishly, causing constipation, bloating, and discomfort. In other words, many digestive issues people complain about are simply signs of dehydration. Pause here for a second. Notice the pattern? Your brain, your heart, your skin, your stomach, completely different systems, yet they're all united by one silent need: water. It's like discovering that the key to hundreds of locks is the same simple tool. But let's go further, because water isn't just about survival. It's about performance. If you've ever tried to push yourself physically, whether at the gym, on a run, or even carrying heavy bags up the stairs, you know how quickly thirst can sneak in. But here's the hidden truth. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Your muscles lose strength, endurance drops, and recovery slows. Lactic acid builds up faster, making you feel sore. Athletes who neglect hydration don't just tire out, they risk injuries and longer recovery times. So the difference between someone who performs at their peak and someone who struggles often comes down to something as basic as water. And performance doesn't only mean athletics. Think of your workday. Long meetings, hours of focus, endless tasks. Coffee and energy drinks may give you short bursts, but water is what sustains your body in the long run. Every time you feel that afternoon crash, instead of reaching for caffeine, try reaching for water. You'll be surprised how often your body is asking for hydration rather than stimulants. Now, you might wonder, if water is this important, why do so many people ignore it? The answer lies in modern living. Our ancestors lived with constant movement, exposure to heat, and natural reminders of thirst. Today, with climate-controlled rooms, sugary drinks everywhere, and lifestyles glued to screens, we've trained ourselves to ignore the body's simplest signals. We drink coffee instead of water, soda instead of hydration, alcohol instead of balance. And every time we do, we place our body in silent stress. This brings us to something fascinating: the difference between water and other drinks. Many people believe that as long as they're drinking something, they're fine. But hydration isn't just about liquid, it's about purity. Soda, alcohol, and even certain teas act as diuretics, meaning they flush water out of your body faster than they bring it in. That's why you can drink soda all day and still feel thirsty. The body is asking for hydration, not sugar, not caffeine, not chemicals. So, if you're listening to this right now, ask yourself honestly, how much pure water have you had today? Not juice, not coffee, not soda, just clean, refreshing water. For many, the answer is shockingly low. And here is where I want to invite you again. If you care about your health, if you're truly committed to becoming your best self, start today by setting a new habit. Keep a glass or a bottle of water by your side. Every time you think about your goals, your dreams, your vision of success, anchor it with water. Because water doesn't just keep you alive, it keeps you thriving. This is just the beginning of our journey into hydration. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the hidden science of what water does inside your cells, how it influences your energy at a microscopic level, and why hydration might just be the missing link to not only health, but longevity. But before we move forward, remember this: the small decision you make now to drink more water, to care for your body in this most fundamental way, could be the foundation for every other transformation you're seeking. Don't underestimate it. Sometimes the biggest changes come from the simplest steps. When you drink water, it feels simple. You sip, you swallow, and that's it, or at least, that's what most people think. But in truth, that sip of water sets off an entire chain of microscopic events inside your body. Events so complex and fascinating that they reveal why hydration is far more than just quenching thirst. Inside every single one of your trillions of cells lies a miniature world. Think of a cell like a tiny city. It has workers, energy plants, waste systems, and walls that protect it. And like any city, it needs resources to run. The most essential of those resources is water. Let's start with the powerhouse of your cells, the mitochondria. These are the engines that turn food into energy. They take in nutrients like glucose and fats, break them down, and produce it to PP, the fuel that powers everything from your heartbeat to your thoughts. But here's something most people don't realize. Mitochondria can't function without water. Water is the medium in which every chemical reaction happens. Without it, the engines slow down, energy drops, and fatigue sets in. This is why dehydration doesn't just make you thirsty, it makes you tired, sluggish, and foggy. It's not only about quenching your mouth. It's about fueling your very cells. Imagine trying to run a car without oil in the engine. The metal grinds, the parts heat up, and the system wears down quickly. That's what dehydration does at the microscopic level. It forces your cells to work in a state of friction. Now, let's talk about detoxification. Every day, your body produces waste. Not just the obvious waste you release in the bathroom, but microscopic waste: broken proteins, toxins, chemicals from food, and byproducts of energy production. Your body has a sophisticated system to deal with all of this, and at the center of it is water. Your kidneys, those two bean-shaped organs in your lower back, filter about 50 gallons of blood every single day. Their job is to separate what you need from what you don't. Nutrients stay, waste leaves. But without enough water, the filtration system clogs, toxins build up. Your urine becomes concentrated, sometimes dark in color, and your body struggles to maintain balance. Long-term, chronic dehydration is one of the risk factors for kidney stones, a painful reminder of how much your body depends on hydration to stay clean. And it's not just your kidneys. Your liver, your skin, even your lungs all rely on water to flush toxins and keep the body in balance. When you sweat, you're not just cooling down, you're also pushing out waste. When you exhale, tiny water droplets carry out carbon dioxide. Hydration isn't just about input, it's also about output. Without water, your body cannot cleanse itself properly. Here's something fascinating. Water doesn't just carry waste out, it also carries nutrients in. Think of water as the delivery truck of your body. Every vitamin, every mineral, every nutrient from the food you eat needs water to travel where it's needed. Without it, the system slows down. That's why someone who eats healthy but doesn't hydrate may still feel weak, dizzy, or low energy. The nutrients aren't the problem, it's the transport system that's broken. And let's take this deeper into longevity. Scientists studying aging have discovered that hydration is one of the hidden keys to living longer. As we age, our body naturally loses water. A newborn baby is about 75% water, but by the time we reach old age, that number drops closer to 50%. That loss is one of the reasons why older skin looks thinner, why joints become stiffer, and why the risk of illness rises. Staying hydrated throughout life helps slow this decline, keeping tissues healthier and organs stronger for longer. Now pause here for a moment and think about this. If a single habit as simple as drinking enough water can help you feel more energetic today, digest better, think clearer, and possibly even live longer, why don't more people take it seriously? The answer, once again, is that we underestimate the simple. We look for miracle cures, magic pills, complicated solutions when often the foundation of health and success is right in front of us. And this brings me to you, the one listening right now. If you've made it this far, you're clearly someone who values knowledge, someone who's hungry for change. But knowledge without action is wasted. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, commit to drinking enough water every single day, no excuses. Carry a bottle with you, set reminders if you need to, make it a ritual. And I'll tell you this, by the 3rd or 4th day, you'll begin to notice subtle changes. Your energy will rise, your skin will look fresher, your focus will sharpen, and perhaps most importantly, you'll realize that you've taken control of one of the most fundamental aspects of your health. Because here's the truth. Transformation doesn't begin with massive changes. It begins with small, consistent choices. And right now, your choice is simple. Will you stay in the cycle of ignoring your body's most basic need? Or will you rise above the noise of modern life and give yourself the gift of hydration? As we continue this journey, we'll explore something even more fascinating: how water impacts your emotions, your stress levels, and even your sleep. Yes, hydration doesn't just touch your physical body, it ripples into your mental and emotional well-being. You'll see how every sip you take has the power to shift not just your health, but your entire experience of life. So stay with me. And remember, your body is always speaking to you, quietly, patiently, asking for what it needs. And most of the time, what it needs is something as simple, as powerful, as life-giving as water. We often think of water as something purely physical, something for the body, the muscles, the organs. But here's a surprising truth. Hydration is just as deeply tied to your emotions and mental well-being as it is to your physical health. Think about stress. When you're stressed, your heart beats faster, your breathing quickens, your muscles tense, and your body prepares for action. It's an ancient survival response designed to protect you from danger. But in the modern world, stress often has nothing to do with life or death situations. Instead, it comes from deadlines, traffic, bills, or endless notifications buzzing on your phone. And here's the connection. Stress dehydrates you. When you're stressed, your body releases hormones like cortisol, which increase fluid loss. Your cells start using up water more quickly, and your need for hydration rises. Yet most people don't realize this. They feel drained, fatigued, and emotionally heavy, but they don't connect it to water. In fact, research shows that dehydration itself can increase levels of cortisol, creating a vicious cycle. Stress dehydrates you, and dehydration makes you more stressed. Now imagine flipping that cycle. Imagine that instead of spiraling deeper into stress, you broke it with something as simple as a glass of water. It sounds almost too easy, but try it. The next time you feel overwhelmed, before reaching for sugar or caffeine, drink water slowly, deeply, and notice how your body responds. Sometimes calm isn't about escaping your situation. It's about restoring your balance from within. And then there's your mood. Have you ever noticed how children become cranky when they haven't had enough to drink? Adults are no different. We've just learned to hide it better. Even mild dehydration has been linked to irritability, anxiety, and mood swings. This means that when you snap at someone you love or feel unreasonably impatient, it might not be just your personality in that moment. It might be your hydration. Think of water as emotional fuel, a stabilizer for your inner world. But hydration doesn't just affect stress and mood. It also touches something we all crave: good sleep. Sleep is when your body heals, repairs, and resets. But what many don't realize is that hydration plays a key role in the quality of that sleep. If you're dehydrated, your mouth and nasal passages dry out, making snoring and sleep interruptions more likely. Dehydration also affects your body's natural temperature regulation, which can keep you from falling into deep, restorative sleep. And when you wake up groggy, you might blame the late-night Netflix or the busy schedule, when in reality, your body was simply struggling with low hydration through the night. On the flip side, being properly hydrated helps your heart rate stay steady, your temperature remain balanced, and your cells repair themselves efficiently. It's like giving your body the tools it needs to rebuild itself as you rest. And the result is deeper, more refreshing sleep, the kind that leaves you energized the next day. Now, let's pause here. Because if you're like most people, hearing all this may trigger a bit of guilt. You might be thinking, I don't drink enough water. I've been ignoring this. But remember, guilt doesn't change anything, action does. So here's what I want you to do right now. Make a promise to yourself. For the next 24 hours, pay attention to your hydration. Every time you feel tired, stressed, or unfocused, reach for water first. Give your body the chance to show you what it can do when it's properly fueled. And if this video has already opened your eyes, then subscribe and join this journey, because together we'll uncover even more hidden secrets to living your best life. Now, before we move further, let's clear up some of the biggest myths about hydration. Myth number 1. If I'm not thirsty, I don't need water. This is perhaps the most common misunderstanding. By the time your body signals thirst, you're already dehydrated. Thirst is not a warning light, it's an emergency signal. Waiting for it is like waiting for your car engine to overheat before adding oil. Prevention is always better than reaction. Myth number 2. Other drinks hydrate me just as well as water. While it's true that drinks like juice or tea contain water, many of them also contain sugar, caffeine, or chemicals that counteract hydration. Coffee and alcohol, for example, are diuretics, meaning they pull water out of your body faster. This is why you can drink 3 cups of coffee and still feel parched. Only pure, clean water truly hydrates without conditions. Myth number 3. 8 glasses a day is enough for everyone. The truth is, hydration needs are personal. They depend on your weight, your activity level, your environment, even your stress. A child in a cool climate may need less, while an adult working in heat or exercising may need much more. A good rule is to listen to your body's signals. The color of your urine, your energy, your skin, and your focus all give clues. Pale, clear urine usually means good hydration. Darker shades mean it's time to drink. Myth number 4. I can't overdrink water, it's always good. While rare, water intoxication is possible if you drink extreme amounts too quickly. But for the vast majority of people, the real problem isn't too much, it's too little. The danger of overhydration is tiny compared to the risks of chronic dehydration. By debunking these myths, we begin to see hydration not as a rule book, but as a relationship with your own body. It's about paying attention, noticing the signs, and responding with consistency. And here's one last myth to think about, that hydration is boring. Many people resist drinking water because they crave flavor or stimulation, but boredom is only a perception. You can infuse water with lemon, cucumber, or mint if you want. Variety. You can make it part of your rituals, morning, before meals, during work, before bed. When you shift your perspective, water stops being plain, it becomes sacred fuel for your body and mind. So here we are, standing at the bridge between what we thought hydration was and what it truly is. It's not just a tool for survival. It's not just about avoiding thirst. It's a force that shapes your brain, your mood, your energy, your sleep, and ultimately, your life. And we're only halfway through this journey. In the next part, we'll dive into the hidden relationship between hydration and weight management, metabolism, and even cravings, how something as simple as water can influence your body's ability to burn fat, control appetite, and maintain balance. But before we move on, remember this: you hold the power in your hands. Every sip you take is a choice, a declaration that you value your health, your energy, your future. Never underestimate that choice, because sometimes the smallest actions create the biggest transformations. When we think of weight loss or body transformation, most people imagine strict diets, intense workouts, and complicated routines. Yet, one of the most overlooked and underrated factors in managing weight is something as simple as drinking water. Here's why. Your body often confuses thirst with hunger. That means when you feel like snacking, what you might actually need is hydration. How many times have you reached for chips, cookies, or chocolate, when what your body was really craving was water? Drinking a glass of water before meals has been shown to reduce unnecessary calorie intake because it helps your stomach signal fullness faster. It's not about tricking your body, it's about giving it what it truly needs. And then there's metabolism. Water acts like a spark that ignites your metabolic fire. Every chemical reaction in your metabolism requires water. Without enough of it, fat breakdown slows down, energy production weakens, and the entire system drags. In fact, drinking cold water even gives your metabolism a slight boost, as your body works to warm it up to your internal temperature. While it's not a magic bullet for weight loss, consistent hydration makes your body more efficient at burning energy. For athletes, the role of hydration is even more dramatic. Picture a runner, pushing through mile after mile. Muscles burning, sweat pouring, lungs working at full capacity. Without enough water, performance declines quickly. Endurance drops, recovery slows, and the risk of injury rises. But with proper hydration, muscles stay flexible, joints remain cushioned, and energy flows consistently. This is why professional athletes monitor hydration as carefully as their training. It's not optional. It's essential. But here's the truth. You don't have to be an athlete to need this. Everyday life demands performance. Whether you're carrying groceries, sitting through long hours of work, chasing after children, or managing a stressful day, your body still depends on hydration. Think of water as the invisible fuel behind every move, every thought, every breath. And here's where we come full circle. Hydration is not just about today. It's about tomorrow. It's about longevity. Chronic dehydration silently contributes to aging, dry skin, stiff joints, kidney issues, fatigue, and brain fog. But consistent hydration supports the body in staying youthful, vibrant, and resilient. Every sip of water is a small investment in a longer, healthier, more energetic life. So what does this mean for you? It means that the power to transform your energy, your mood, your body, and your future lies in the smallest daily habit: drinking enough water. No complex system, no expensive program, just water. And now, as we reach the end of this journey, I want to leave you with a choice. You can walk away and forget everything you've heard, continuing as before. Or you can take this moment as a turning point. You can decide that from today onward, you will honor your body with hydration. You will carry that bottle, drink consistently, and remind yourself that greatness is built on the basics. So here's my final call to you. Commit to yourself. Drink the water. Transform your health. And if this video inspired you, share it with someone who needs the reminder. Subscribe and stay connected, because here, we uncover the secrets that can change your life in ways you never imagined. Body is mostly water. Your future depends on it. And now you know the secret power of hydration, what water really does to your body. The rest is up to you.